What is up, Earthlings? Zube here. For some reason, I'm absolutely glowing, and it has something to do with my lighting. Not anything fantastical or goddess-like, but okay, today I have kind of a funny story. So all day, my ear, I don't usually get ear ringing. I don't know if you're not into the whole ascension process deal or whatever. If you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, just I'm gonna maybe skip a bit because I'm gonna talk about meditation and being quiet. But all day, my ear, like I'll get, I don't usually get ear ringing, once in a while when I'm doing a reading or something like that, but it's not a typical thing for me. But today, repeatedly, it would feel like the pressure in my ear was changing, and then I would get this really high pitched like tone, and it wouldn't stop until I like focused my attention on it, right? And I would turn down what I was listening to, and it kept happening. And I started realizing, so like my guides can be assholes sometimes, like in a funny way, because they love me. And, and I really think like my guides are me. It's just easier for us to conceptualize like different entities anyway, because we're all one and all that crazy shit. It gets weird. But long story short, they're kind of assholes. And what I've realized is that they wanted me to be in the quiet. And so, because it finally stopped when I turned everything off. And so I've spent most of the day in the quiet. And meditation was tough for me to start, but now I actually enjoy it. And I wrote a blog post, I don't know, a week ago or something, where I've actually upped my meditation to an hour a day. I used to do 20 minutes, but it was like as soon as meditation was over, it's really hard to be in the quiet where the thoughts just go, and especially now with phones and all this, but it's like I've either got music or we don't have, actually we do have TV, but I don't watch it. But like YouTube or reading a book or, I've always got something on, as I'm sure many of you do, because it's just really tough to be alone with our thoughts. And the thing is, it's so important. And I'm telling myself this because I got a memory of something that I haven't thought about in a long time. And it's probably because I didn't want to think about it, but for some reason, I flashed back to 4 years ago, over 4 years ago now, when I was in the courtroom telling a judge that I needed help. Like I needed to stop drinking. I needed to get better. I needed to not feel suicidal. And I never thought about that time. I'm feeling tears a little bit, but when I saw it again, I didn't think about it because it's fucking embarrassing. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm going to get tears. But when I saw it this time, I was like, holy shit, I had some fucking balls, ovaries, whatever. I don't care. If you correct my grammar or use of terminology on this video, you're a douchebag. Kidding. You can be a douchebag. That's fine. No, but seriously, I was like, wow. Like I saw myself and I was so fucking scared, but I had balls. I was like, I need help. Like I wasn't trying to hide anything. I mean, I had asked for help. And that like yeah, I got myself in trouble. Like I like told on myself. And I'm really, really brave. This reminds me of another story. Oh, it's story time, I guess. So I was working on this ranch and it was an absolutely horrible job. It was so horrible, but my meditation was on point. I mean, it's kind of like that period of time of 6 months had to be like that so that I could, I thought I just saw something over there and then my back shivered, but anyway, that'll be interesting. Um, yeah, I'm feeling like all kinds of things today, but it had to be like that because I really, really dug into my spiritual practice, my practice especially, but I never didn't do a meditation. But anyway, I also never talked shit. I mean, nobody on Facebook or anything. And I was really proud of myself. I got this from the 4 agreements about not gossiping. And now I feel kind of safe saying it because I don't even know if anybody would have a way of finding out like what ranch it is. And the people who knew me, whatever, nobody who works there knows me. And, you know, it was a horrible job. And I was like starving and didn't have money. And anyway, but there was one time where people would come in and then they'd leave a couple weeks later. And I saw this, and because I was in Texas and I didn't have family or anybody nearby and I didn't have any money, I couldn't leave because it was also where I lived. So I was stuck, whereas other people weren't, but they would come and then they would leave and they would come in all excited because they were kind of promised the world and then they would like end up leaving again. So these 2 guys came in and I had been there for like 5 months, I think. And I I overheard them and they were just chattering so excited. And I said something like, really smart. I had just had my fill of the place, and to hear them be excited about it was more than I could bear because they were like the 8th people. The turnover was literally like 7 people, I think, in 5 months. And I said, "Oh yeah, you'll be gone." And I talked shit about the owners. It was like the first time, you know. I'm sure I'm not perfect, probably with other employees, you know, but these were the wrong people to talk about them too. And they threw me under the bus, but they didn't say who it was that said something. So the owners called a big meeting. I mean, a big meeting of like the 4 people that work there or whatever. And they were so offended. And they were like, who would dare to say anything like that about us? It's not true. If it wasn't true, they wouldn't have been so upset. You know what I mean? But, and I remember I was like, hold on. Why do you have all these people here? It was me that said it. We don't need to call a meeting. It's just, let's go. And I remember one of the guys afterwards was like, holy, wow. He was like, you could have kept your mouth shut and nobody would have known it was you. And I was like, well, I said it. And I didn't think much of it. I didn't feel that guilty about it either. I have this check thing, especially since I got sober, but especially since I'm doing the chakra stuff and all that, where I can feel like if I feel bad about something that I said, I spoke the truth and I didn't feel bad about it. And I was told I should meditate on my behavior. And I said, you should probably meditate on your behavior. And I still kept my job until I used to sneak out at night to work at another job until I got enough money. And then I just bailed finally, and they couldn't believe it. Where am I going with that? Quiet. Quiet. And being honest and admitting our faults and being being sincere, not projecting. What do I have going on in the sky today? So Mars is in Virgo. And that's, I mean, you know, it's not his favorite place. Mars is a warrior. He's like action oriented. He's been in Leo. That's been fun. We get to be cocky and proud and all that stuff. But Mars doesn't hate Virgo, doesn't hate being in Virgo. So Virgo is very detail oriented. They're also helpful. I mean, they'll even correct your grammar for you while you're speaking. That's just kind of a astrologer Virgo stereotype. But I'm thinking of a couple of Virgos, and it's not all that off. But you know what this feels like to me? It's like where we might have been like, rah, you know, it's all about me and what I want and who's with me. Virgo, Mars in Virgo gets into the nitty gritty and also can put that energy into who, you know, who can you serve? One of the basic tenets of AA is that you stay sober by service work and helping other people stay sober. And it's kind of a way of life for me now, you know, it's whenever my life is going to shit, being of service to other people, it just makes you, it just shifts things, you know what I mean? And I don't mean in a martyr kind of way or any sort of like underhanded egoic kind of way, but in an authentic, when I'm being authentically helpful to someone, I sort of recalibrate on my own bullshit because everybody struggles. The moon is in Taurus. We want to feel good. The moon is exalted there. It's in a trine to Mars. So we've got our emotions and our like muscle ready to move forward. And that feels good. There's chaos all around. I mean, Saturn and Uranus have been in a square, and that it's just, there's chaos all around. But when we get to the smaller details and when we get to like our little lives, can we do something with our little lives that moves things forward instead of standing there pointing and yelling about the chaos that's around us and creating more chaos? But anyway, that was on my heart today. So I hope you have a great day on Earth, and peace. Namaste.